All right, today we're going to break down a really powerful strategy, one that's designed to completely turn the tables on debt buyers. Look, this isn't about playing defense, it's about putting them on the ropes right from the very beginning.
So let's say it's happened. You've been sued by a debt buyer. I get it. The whole situation is designed to make you feel intimidated, maybe even a little helpless. But understanding their playbook, that is the first crucial step to taking back control.
You see, their entire business model, the very foundation of how they make money, it all hinges on one single thing. And that one thing, well, it also happens to be their greatest weakness.
What they're counting on is for you to do one of two things. Either you don't show up at all, which gives them an easy default win, or you get scared and just pay them. But here's the thing. You can choose a completely different reality. This isn't just about defending yourself, it's about a strategic fight where you get to set the terms.
Okay, first things first, let's pull back the curtain and understand their playbook. Because once you see how they operate, you'll get exactly why this pressure strategy we're about to walk through is so incredibly effective.
At its core, their business is actually pretty simple. They go out and buy old debt, like huge portfolios of it, for just pennies on the dollar. Their entire profit model is based on volume and easy wins. They're banking on the fact that you don't know your rights or that you'll just be too intimidated to fight back. The moment you disrupt that, their whole reason for suing you just collapses.
So, let's talk about your first big move. Think of this as your early knockout punch, the motion to dismiss. And this is not a defensive block, okay? This is your first powerful, proactive strike. This motion is built on 4 really solid pillars. First, you challenge their standing. Basically, you demand they prove they even legally own the debt. Second, you argue they haven't made a valid claim, because guess what? They can't produce a contract with your signature on it. Third, you call out their evidence for what it is, inadmissible hearsay. That's just a legal way of saying it's unverified paperwork they can't personally vouch for. And finally, number 4, you point out that they just haven't met their burden of proof, because they don't have the original documents. You make them prove every single link in that chain.
Now, the strategic value here is huge. I mean, even if the judge doesn't grant the motion right away, it's still a massive win for you. Why? Because it forces the debt buyer to lay all their cards on the table right at the start. It exposes the weaknesses in their case, and it perfectly sets the stage for your entire fight.
All right, next we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're moving from a purely legal attack to a psychological one. This is what we call the powerful leverage letter, and it's designed to put direct pressure on both their wallet and their confidence.
The mindset here is absolutely critical. You are not asking for a favor. You're not begging them to dismiss the case. No, you are demonstrating with total confidence why continuing this lawsuit is a terrible, terrible business decision for them.
And the tone of this letter is everything. It's not angry or emotional, it's factual, it's firm. You're just calmly listing all their legal burdens, proving the chain of title, providing real records. Then you drop the hammer. You remind them that in consumer arbitration, which is where these cases often end up, they are on the hook for the costs. And that final line is the real clincher. You are fully prepared to see this all the way through.
So why does this work so well? Well, it sends 3 crystal clear, powerful signals. Signal number 1, this is going to cost you way more than this debt is even worth. Signal number 2, I know the rules of this game and I'm going to use them against you. And signal number 3, I am not the easy default win you were banking on. This is the point where they really start to think about just walking away.
Okay, so let's put all of these pieces together into a practical timeline. This is your week-by-week game plan. Think of it as a roadmap that takes you from day 1 and puts you in complete control of the case.
Let's walk through it. Week 1, you come out swinging. You file your answer and that powerful motion to dismiss. Week 2 is all about pressure. You hit them with discovery requests. That's your formal demand for evidence. And you send that leverage letter. Weeks 3 and 4, you'll get their response, which is probably going to be weak, and you file your objections. Then, leading up to the hearing, you demand they produce actual live witnesses. At the hearing itself, you just attack all those gaps in their story. And finally, you wrap it all up with a strong closing argument. See? This step-by-step process really demystifies the whole thing and puts you firmly in the driver's seat.
Now we get to the core concept, the idea that ties all of this together. We call it the 3-layer master strategy. This is how you make their entire business model completely collapse when it's applied to your specific case.
See, it's not about just one single move. It's about applying 3 different kinds of pressure all at the same time. When these layers hit them all at once,
well, their case just becomes totally unsustainable. So layer 1 is the legal attack. This is your motion to dismiss, your discovery demands. You're using the rules of the court system to force them to do the one thing their business is built to avoid, actually having to prove their case from scratch with valid original evidence.
Layer 2 is the financial attack. Remember, they bought this debt for pennies. By demanding hearings, by forcing them to respond to motions, you are driving their costs up and up and up. All of a sudden, the simple math of their investment just doesn't work anymore. Any potential profit is literally being erased by the cost of fighting you.
And layer 3 is psychological. And honestly, this is so important. Every single action you take, from that first filing to your leverage letter, it sends one clear message. I am competent, I am persistent, and I will absolutely not be an easy win. You completely shatter their expectation of a quick, profitable default judgment.
And this is the result. It's not one single thing that makes them fold. It's the combined weight of the legal burden, the escalating financial cost, and the psychological shock that they've picked the wrong person to sue. Their case just collapses under all that pressure.
So just think about the two approaches here. Most people are reactive. They file a simple answer and then they just wait and hope for the best. With this strategy, you are proactive. You control the process from start to finish, you force them to prove everything, and you apply constant strategic pressure. It's a fundamental shift in mindset, from being a defendant to being the strategist in charge. So, there you have it. This is the playbook that turns the tables on debt buyers by attacking the very foundation of their business. The only question left is, are you ready to run it?